After almost half the season with only 12 races left to go, Red Bull finally decided to pick up their socks and get working. The team is already leading the Constructors' Championship, and Max Verstappen is leading the driver's standings. Red Bull would be the fastest team on race day, having won 7 of the 9 past races. Do you know how the team is in exceptional form and where they head from here? Hey guys, welcome back to our channel today. Let's dive deeper into Red Bull's Formula One team and find out why they are set to dominate the Silverstone Grand Prix this weekend. Before we forget, if you are interested in Formula One content, do not forget to like and subscribe. Without any further delays, the British Grand Prix will be held at the Silverstone track, and as always, it represents a crucial point in the season. This mostly holds a lot of value because of its position in the calendar. Preceding the Austrian Grand Prix by a week, the 11th of the 22 races in the season is exactly at the halfway point of the Formula One World Championship. Montreal was just another example of Red Bull's dominance this season, with Max Verstappen coming on top of that, followed by Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton. Despite the late safety car in the Montreal Grand Prix, Max Verstappen still managed to come out on top and win the race and extend his lead by 46 points. And second is the Red Bull driver Sergio Perez again, who stands at 129 points. During the 7th lap of the Montreal Grand Prix, Perez retired due to engine trouble, showing that Red Bull can either be utterly dominating or out of the race. However, reliability is the only place where Red Bull cars are lacking, whereas the sheer speed of the car cannot be questioned. Their main rival this season is Ferrari, and they have struggled to challenge them this season. And it could even get over before we head into the summer break. There have been many acquisitions about Red Bull's car being the best this season on the grid. This year has seen the return of the ground effect cars as Formula One looks forward to improving the quality of racing. Red Bull has already taken advantage here thanks to Adrian Newey, their chief technical officer. Adrian Newey was a part of Formula One back when ground effect cars were invented. He has first-hand experience designing car floors and knows what needs to be done to get the best out of them. And well, we can see the first-hand experience in the car they have designed, where most of the cars are stuck with porpoising and various performance issues. The RB18 has looked smooth in all races except the one in Montreal. Would you like to know how they achieved that and how they could improve it more? The Austrian team could fine-tune an anti-porpoising technical package by refining the interaction between the chassis and aerodynamics, allowing the RB18 to maximize its potential. The front suspension features a pull rod system, which reduces the interference of the tie rod on the airflow going under the floor. We all know that getting clean airflow under the car is vital to this generation of Formula One cars. If the airflow under the car is inconsistent and messy, the amount of downforce produced will also be inconsistent. This in turn makes the car a challenge to drive and is one of the factors that set off the porpoising. The car's rear suspension is a pushrod setup with an end-of-stroke block. This block helps neutralize the bouncing and allows Red Bull to lower the rear ride height and get the floor pan close to the track, which is a problem with many Formula One cars on the grid. Since their cars are bouncing so much, they have to increase their minimum ride height to minimize the problem. This also creates more space for the air to escape from the underfloor Venturi tunnels. When the air escapes from the underfloor via the sides of the floor, the downforce creating effect of the Venturi tunnel is decreased. This is because the low-pressure area that is created gains pressures as the airspeed under the car decreases. This loss of downforce is then increased because the air that is lost out of the side would normally be able to go through the diffuser and pass over the beam wing at the rear of the car. Both of these parts generate downforce, but with less air going through them, the less effective they are. This is where Red Bull's suspension setup allows them to run the car closer to the ground, reducing the air escaping from under the car. There is more to their success apart from just the suspension setup. The plank that is the part down the center of the floor hits the track during the race, as we all have seen the sparks that come off the back of Formula One cars. The sparks are caused when this plank hits the floor. Red Bull has a total of 4 metal plank protectors, which touch the surface and reduce the floor damage, and these protectors can easily be replaced every race without actually having to replace the whole floor, and this is what enables Red Bull to run their floor lower. If the floor was getting destroyed every race and had to be replaced every time, it would cost a fortune to fix and might even be a problem in the race. With the 4 protectors on the plank protecting the car, they need not fix the plank for every race. The little things like this show that Red Bull has worked on the ground effect rule in the past. The Northamptonshire track is quite technical and characterized by rapid changes, such as the famous Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel Corner that the 2022 F1 cars will face for the first time. It is even possible that their speeds in those sections will be decidedly higher than in the past, thanks to the downforce generated by the current floors that exploit the ground effect. This is also the home track of 7 out of 10 teams, including Red Bull, based only a few miles away in Milton Keynes. Since Red Bull is currently at the top of both drivers' and constructors' championships, the team has seen a large package of developments on the RB18, which was headed by Adrian Newey and has corrected some minimal weaknesses of the car in terms of the performance. There will not only be aerodynamic interventions, but also some rumors suggest that many of the car's components have been redesigned in the past 3 months to obtain functional and weight optimization. The bottom will be newer in terms of the construction process and orientation. The carbon fiber will ensure maximum stiffness without the aid of additional tie rods and lower channels in terms of design. The Venturi tunnels have been a peculiar feature of this element, and also the fact that the internal profile was not continuous but also characterized by evident steps. In the Evolution introduced in Spain, the factor became externally visible with an evident surface hump that would conceal a lower vertical profile with the function of the flow diverter. Optimizing the lower flows was based on the positive progression of the performance of this car and in the twisty sections of the circuits visited so far. However, at Silverstone, the latest Evolution should also represent a solid starting point for the lower aerodynamic consent of the RB19. Red Bull was always clear on the understanding of porpoising and was always very good from the beginning of the season, with its current car almost free from the bouncing that has significantly affected a lot of rival cars. The team has also taken advantage of the data collected from the start of the season and has only learnt from the very accurate simulation that would have defined the ultimate profile of the RB18s that will be introduced this weekend. It was very significant that this would happen at Silverstone after the introduction during the Canadian GP of the FIA's Technical Directive 39. This was even strongly protested by Red Bull and Ferrari, who have different methods and visual results, and have both succeeded in managing the porpoise without having to compromise the performance of their cars. Well, there you have it, folks. All the changes and the technical mastermind of Adrian Newey that will keep Red Bull ahead of all the teams, even into this weekend. Max Verstappen, ever with his glory and sheer determination to keep ahead of Ferrari and his teammate Sergio Perez just behind him in points, is planning to finish this season earlier. If you are interested in more Formula One content, you can let us know by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. And if you are certain that Red Bull is going to come out on top even this weekend, you can let us know in the comment section below.